No buy. Is it just a rename for frugality? Let's talk about it. I've seen a lot of stuff online about no buy years for 2025, no buy months, sometimes even no buy weeks. It's just to dip your toe in and give it a try. In a lot of ways, it seems like a rebrand of minimalism content or frugality, cutting out all the unnecessary things and just focusing on saving money, paying off debt, living more within your means, which I think is probably a good thing, and it's how I try to live my life. I'm not doing a no buy year myself for 2025. I would have already failed if that were the case, but I am trying to severely cut back on expenses. Part of that is by some simple things like eating at home a little more, buying, making sure I'm not buying subscriptions, cutting out some entertainment stuff that's kind of just piling up in my house. If you don't know, I have another channel called Arcturus Hobbies where I review Lego and miniatures, mostly Games Workshop miniatures, and just cutting back on some of those purchases would help my finances tremendously. I do try to live well within my means. But I'm by no means perfect. I do probably still waste a lot of money on stuff that's probably not really something I wanted, just something I wanted in the moment. I think that's really the point of the no buy year, is to really take a look at what you're buying, how important it is to you, and whether or not it's something you actually want. So a part of that's helped by having a budget, knowing where all your money's going, what you're spending where, lets you help make cuts. Doing a no buy would be a very extreme cut and would really remove a lot of those things. So you could probably even skip the looking for past data and just going, okay, I'm only going to buy, pay rent and utilities, buy food, and, any other required expenses for life, but you let everything else go and kind of see where those fall. I think a lot of us buy to deal with the stresses of life. I think that's a pretty common thing in the US, at least, is that you'll buy stuff just because it's there and you're kind of stressed out. And I know if I've done that on occasion, I try not to. For me this year, instead of doing a no buy, I'm doing more of a stricter budget, really trying to narrow down all my expenses. So that means, like I mentioned previously, cutting back on eating out. So I'm trying to really limit my eating out budget to no more than $100 a month. I know I will probably not quite make that for the first couple months, but it's kind of being aware of where I'm spending it. Why am I eating out? Am I eating out just because, I'm hungry and I don't have something I want to eat at home, even though I do have food? Or is it, I didn't, buy groceries or cook or something, and so it's my own, I should have planned a little better ahead, should have planned ahead a little better, or any other reason. Like, if I'm going out with friends and we happen to go get food, well, that's why I didn't say I'm going to spend $0. I also figured I wouldn't stick to that at all. Whereas $100 is kind of a nice goal that still allows me to go out with friends and go out and do things. I'm also trying to cut back on buying hobby stuff like Lego or Games Workshop, which I have not done as well this month, but I have basically nothing I want in February, which will help kind of make up for that. It's not kind of the game you want to be playing with your budget, I will admit. They have a bunch of stuff coming out, but most of it's not something I want. There's maybe one or two things, and if they don't come out in February, well, I know they're coming, so I can kind of plan for that going ahead and kind of set aside some money, estimating what the price is, and going from there. Yeah, so is no buy right for you? I can't answer that, so you have to answer yourself. It might be worth trying it for a week and seeing where you want to spend money. Right, if you have to put gas in your car so you can get to work or school, well, that's perfectly acceptable under no buy. But if it's, I want to eat out every day, well, maybe it's because you don't have food at home, and so that gives you a place where you can go, okay, well, I can save some money by eating out, twice a week instead of 7 days a week, and prepping food at home. Or maybe, it's Friday night, you're going out with friends, and you go, oh, hey, I want to go out with my friends, and they're all going to this place, and that costs a little money, a drink or whatever, a movie, and you can budget for that in the future and kind of plan around that. You don't have to cut that out entirely. I mean, if you do a no buy, I think you probably do, but you can do something be a bit more frugal and kind of save some money. I know things have gotten a lot more expensive over the last year or 2 or 3 even. And so, saving any money can really kind of help. You never know if your financial situation's going to change, if your income's going to go away, or maybe even get better. But it's really hard to build wealth if you're spending 100% of what you bring in every month. If there's something you want to save for that can be useful to cut back on other things and live a bit more frugal, to build up to that. And it's not something you have to do forever either, right? You can set it for a week, a month, a year even. You could do a day if you're like, I spend money every day. So instead, hey, pick a day, and instead of getting Starbucks in the morning and lunch out and then grabbing dinner somewhere, you eat at home, you drink cheaper coffee, or you skip the coffee entirely, you drink it at the office, you drink it at home where it's something you've already bought, and you're not spending any additional money, just seeing, hey, where am I spending money every day? That can be pretty useful. I think that can be pretty useful. I do that on occasion too, where I'm like, okay, I don't want to spend any money this week. Where am I going to wind up spending it? And it's kind of a game to see, how much I can get away without spending. Well, I have for you this week. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you're planning to try a no-buy year, month, week, day even, let me know in the comments down below, or let me know what you do to kind of stay on budget or to save money, or if you don't bother at all, in the comments down below. And I will catch you next week with another video.